Hey guys, 4C says so. Hope you're having a great night. Looks like I'm going to need your help again. I'm going to need an accountability partner. I am, if I have not mentioned, a avid reader. I have tons of books everywhere. I had to move last year and it was crazy me selecting which books I wouldn't take with me and that I would give to the thrift store, even though I'd already read them. Some more than once. I was like, I hated giving away some of my books, but I just didn't have enough room. Anyway, with that being said, I have tons of books left over, and I'm in the situation now where I volunteer for Books for Africa, and I'm surrounded by thousands of books. So it seems like every time I go there, I'm coming back with a new book to read. So I've decided, possibly be a little bit, cumbersome, but I'm going to start doing book reviews. Now, we've seen it before and I understand that, but the reason is twofold. Number one, I figured if I have an accountability partner where I've already announced this to the world that you're going to start doing book reviews, well, you can't do a book review without reading the entire book. Number two, that will help me to read the books more quickly instead of being like, oh, I see another book, and then having to flip a coin as to which one I want to complete first. Thirdly, is that some of the books that I am going to review, I read before, like 2 years ago, let's say. And since I'm in a different place and on a new journey, not that I was in a bad place before, but this is a new Cicely, an improved Cicely, a more self-aware, self-actualized Cicely. I'm really looking inward hard. So I'm reading, I noticed, actually, I just thought about this. I noticed that the style of books that I'm selecting now have changed. Now, I used to read like a lot of business books, and I still do, and a lot of like self-helpy stuff. But I noticed that I'm not so focused on reading I'm reading books that deal more with relationships, especially like corporate relationships, and deal more with networking and the importance of being a benefit to others. So, it's like it is a give and take situation. So I'm reading business books, but they are sort of, yes, they're success oriented. Yes, they have corporate in them, but they're also dealing more with the building of relationships between your coworkers, your manager, and your customer too. So I found that to be very interesting. It wasn't, for instance, I read Sun Tzu's Art of War, and that's basically a lot of strategy. Well, now that I'm in a new place where, yes, you do need strategy and so forth to compete in this marketplace, but I'm dealing more with people on a more human level. And I sort of like that evolution that I took. So I'm curious to see, when I read certain books I read before, how they affect me and what I get out of them now as of 2015. Anyway, I hope you're patient with me, and join me on this journey. The first book that I am going to review, I'm going to tell you right now, I have it right here, is The Alchemist. And this is by Paulo, Paulo, I'm going to butcher this, Coelho, Coelho. I'm going to hold that up. Anyway, I saw this book at Books for Africa. I actually saw two and gave one to someone I knew. And I've heard about this book before, and I've heard a lot of great things. But when I looked at the inside cover over a comment that was made in response to reading the book, it says, Paulo Coelho gives you the inspiration to follow your own dreams by seeing the world through your own eyes and not someone else's. And that statement was made by Lynn Andrews, and she's the author of the Medicine Woman series. So that statement really sort of grabbed my attention. So I'm going to start reading this book too. Plus, it's not as thick as the Bible, so I'll be able to get through this in a reasonable amount of time. For this particular book, I'm going to try to have this done in 7 days. No, not going to try. Try is not an adult word. I'm going to have this book done in 7 days. And me now saying it on YouTube, I got to get it done or I'm going to look like a slacker. Anyway, that's it for now. I will talk to you guys later. And I look forward to reviewing The Alchemist with you in 7 days. Have a great night. Bye-bye.